When it comes to Justin, it's like I want him to understand that the sacrifice is finished. So, what he's doing right now is completely out of order, out of line, and he shouldn't be. There's certain um, portals that he's opening up, and he's just not bright for doing those things. He's not smart, you know. It just has to do with certain aspects of another person's personality that has nothing to do with him. And I'll give you an example. Like, a lot of people, they like Japanese culture, right? And people will travel to other people's culture, country, to go explore, or you're just a traveler, you're just a visitor. If you go there for like an anime convention, or but the point is that if you step in other people's countries, it's based off of your appreciation. There's something about the country you like, but for you to go and act as if like you're that person, or you're online now trying to present yourself as if you're a Japanese person, as if you have those aspects, and we know, Justin, that's not true. And there's no type of historical tie with that country when it comes to you. Even when it comes to like the issues dealing with God, as to with who we are within our our body, right? The reason why I'm saying this is because just there's no actual connection to Japan when it comes to Justin. Thank you for riding Metro. And the reason why he's doing that is because I have connection to Japanese people, and Justin doesn't. You understand me? So it's the same argument where it's like you cannot be everything, and you can't be who you want to be. And when it comes to the essence of other people or whoever, you can't be me. You cannot present yourself as like a black Japanese person, or a black Jamaican ninja. You can't present yourself that way, Justin. He needs to stop. It's over. The sacrifice is over. That's not who you are. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And you cannot say that you cannot say that you don't care. I'm here to tell the truth, and the truth is that you are not. That's not who you are. You don't have any connection to Japanese people. You're not a Japanese. Why would you go to Japan and open up a store in a country that you don't even have any type of connection to? Who does that? This is why I'm trying to say that God doesn't really need people like Justin, because he's trying to confuse society. When it comes to Japanese people, they have more ties with like Hawaii or Australia, or they'll have more ties with like Asian countries like Korea. You know what I mean? Where does Justin fit in the mix when it comes to Japanese people, who they are? There's no connection. He needs to get out of my life and stop trying to assume yourself to have my personality. Did God birth you a certain way with that type of aspect to you, Justin? No, he didn't. When it comes to Japan, you're just a foreigner. You're literally an alien when it comes to Japan. You know that, right? You're just a visitor there. You're just someone who just said, "Oh, let's go take a trip to Japan," and that's it. You're just there to travel, and then you leave. All of a sudden, he's over there trying to take up shop, as if like that's your roots. That's not your roots. Japanese is not your roots. Japanese is not your origin. You don't have any ties with that country. I'm tired of him trying to lie and say that he's me on social media. He needs to stop doing that. And I'm going to tell the truth as to why things are a certain way. Okay, you know, back in like early 2000s, there was a time when, you see how here, like the rules changing when it comes to teachers, like educators, how they're like pretty much non considered, well, the ones at the graduate level, they're considered as like non-professionals, right? Well, I remember maybe about like maybe 8 years ago, I think a little bit more than that, there was a time when there was just way too many teachers graduating out of university, to the point where the school had to cap the amount of graduates that were graduating out of that field every year. They cap the amount of graduates, right? So there's not this big, huge overflow of teachers and then not enough jobs, right? But the point is that that was what opened up the market, where people started to go and take contracts, abroad to teach English and stuff like that. So that's the reason why, some people ended up in some like Caucasian people ended up in Japan, because they took those short-term teaching contracts. You understand me? But at the end of that contract, they would come right back to North America. My point to make is that, is Justin Bieber a teacher? No. Does Justin Bieber have his teaching degree? No. Did Justin Bieber teach in Canada? No. So, knowing that's not the pathway that he chose, right? So why is he in Japan trying to assume himself as if like, yeah, this is my destiny, this is my pathway? No, it's not, Justin. And the only reason why he's doing that is, like I said, he opened up a portal where he had no business touching. And the portal has to do with my divine masculine, Justin. You are not my divine masculine, and you are not to assume yourself. The energy is coming from the girl that my divine masculine, who he's with. She's a teacher. You understand me? Justin, that's not who you are. We know you're married to Haley. That's who you're married to. And that energy coming from my DM and whoever the hell he's with, that has nothing to do with you. And you should not be presenting yourself to society as my DM or his girlfriend, wife, or whatever, whoever the hell he is to her. Do you understand, Justin? That you cannot be me, and you can't be my DM, and you can't be my DM's girlfriend. Okay? That's where the energy out of Japan is coming from. And you're wrong. Tap out. That's not your life. And that was never your destiny. They're so fake. I was watching the video today. They have some shop in Japan, and then Haley was standing there saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be gray." Yeah, right. Gray how? Are you Japanese gray? This is what I'm trying to say. These people need to stop trying to disrespect other people's culture like this. You can't just be taking up flights to certain people's, other people's country, and just think, well, I should be this way. No, it's not that way. Stay in your lane. So I just felt that was odd. Like, don't you feel that's odd? Like, okay, yeah, you're a celebrity. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you sang there or not, because I don't really watch them that much. But obviously, you have fans there. But don't you think it's kind of weird for you to set up a shop in another person's country? Don't you think that's weird? Obviously, if people liked, he's a celebrity. If people liked him, they would say, all right, I'll purchase the stuff online. But to go all the way to Japan and open up a store, are you crazy? I feel like that's disrespectful. You don't do those things. He's not native to he's not native to Japan. You don't do that. And I don't think it's right, because it's not even his energy. Do you get what I'm saying? That energy dealing with Japan, or that blood aspect, is not in Justin. That's not who you are. You did that because you did spell work on me. That's why you did that. So you can't be me in this life. I'm Japanese, Justin. You can't be Japanese. This is the God honest truth. On God right now. I don't have to lie. On God, Justin. What did God say? God didn't ordain you to be trying to project out Japanese energy in Japan. No way. Never. You're a liar. And I hope you learn these lessons until you learn how to stop. The sacrifice of me when it comes to Justin, it is over. Do you understand me? The only energy that you can project out when it comes to you in Hollywood is your true self. You cannot use me, any type of aspect out of who I am. When it comes to my aspect dealing with Japan, leave it alone. That's not who you are. You don't have those type of personalities, Justin. Japanese is not your personality. These are the issues, and you can see it firsthand online. These are the issues dealing with identity theft, right in everyone's face. Isn't that crazy?